Ziggy K, bitch.
So come here, babe, I ain't finna play, no. You know yesterday, you ain't mean it, girl, we fight and play. With your heart, I won't play, keep away. You can stay, but you can't go away. And I know that these niggas be at ya, cause you bad and you one of them. I bet this chopper get rid of them. Knock that little boy right up out the atmosphere. Bitch, stop playing with me. Pull up with a motherfucking guy. He cap all these LA flies. Do it wrong like why? Oh, you know, I'm on this shit. I'm with your bitch. Be kicking shit. Like rocket shit. Like rocket shit. My party shit is sick out just like rocket shit.
No 4P up, my pockets full. Turn 10 minutes, I'm a bull. Who is you, bitch? You had me fool. Too bad I don't want you. I'm feeling brave today. Shoot that be like a fadeaway. Might spray that K today. Yeah, about to levitate. I'm getting so much damn money, I should elevate. Cartier diamonds in my eyes, I can see now. You looking for the star, I can speed now.
Elevate, explain and we can fly away. In the clouds, we in the sky today. So come here, babe, I ain't finna play, no. You know yesterday, you ain't mean it, girl, we fight and play. With your heart, I won't play, keep away. You can stay, but you can't go away. And I know that these niggas be at ya, cause you bad and you one of them. I bet this
I went Ziggy K, bitch.
Elevate, explain and we can fly away. In the clouds, we in the sky today. So come here, babe, I ain't finna play. No, you know yesterday. You ain't mean it, girl, we fight and play. With your heart, I won't play, keep away. You can stay, but you can't go away. And I know that these niggas be at ya, cause you bad and you one of them. I bet this chopper get rid of them. Not that little boy right about the atmosphere. Bitch, stop playing with me. Pull up with a motherfucking guy. He cap all, he tell his lies. Do it wrong like why?
No 4P up, my pockets full. Something man, I'm a bull. Who is you, bitch, you had me for? Too bad I don't want you. I'm feeling brave today. Should it be like a fadeaway? Might spray that K today. Yeah, about to levitate. I'm getting so much damn money, I should elevate. Cartier diamonds in my eyes, I can see now. You looking for the star, I can speed now.
Elevate, explain and we can fly away. In the clouds, we in the sky today. So come here, babe, I ain't finna play. No, you know yesterday. You ain't mean it, girl, we fight and play. With your heart, I won't play, keep away. You can stay, but you can't go away. And I know that these niggas be at ya, cause you bad and you one of them. I bet this chopper get rid of them. Not that little boy right about the atmosphere.
I went Ziggy K, bitch.
Elevate, explain and we can fly away. In the clouds, we in the sky today. So come here, babe, I ain't finna play. No, you know yesterday. You ain't mean it, girl, we fight and play. With your heart, I won't play, keep away. You can stay, but you can't go away. And I know that these niggas be at ya, cause you bad and you one of them. I bet this chopper get rid of them. Not that little boy right about the atmosphere. Bitch, stop playing with me. Pull up with a motherfucking guy. He cap all, he tell his lies. Do it wrong like why?
No 4P up, my pockets full. Something man, I'm a bull. Who is you, bitch, you had me for? Too bad I don't want you. I'm feeling brave today. Should it be like a fadeaway? Might spray that K today. Yeah, about to levitate. I'm getting so much damn money, I should elevate. Cartier diamonds in my eyes, I can see now. You looking for the star, I can speed now.
Elevate, explain and we can fly away. In the clouds, we in the sky today. So come here, babe, I ain't finna play. No, you know yesterday. You ain't mean it, girl, we keep away. You can stay, but you can't go away.
Welcome back to another episode of The Lounge, man. We got the guys. We back in the building for another episode. You know, we got Unc Shad in the cut, man. Shad, how you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm feeling okay.
All right, that's good. I like it. That's smooth. We got my boy Fed, Mr. Rico. How you doing, sir?
Yes, sir. No, we locked in.
Got our technical producer, Mr. Dave.
Yes, sir.
What
How
you
y'all
got,
feeling,
Dave?
man? Feeling good.
I'm great. I'm excellent. Like always, I'm your host, Mr. Jethro. And we back here with another episode, baby. Look, man, we just gonna hop right into it. We got a great show for you all tonight. But we're gonna start off with a big one called the redraft of the 2020 top 10 draft picks. This draft class has been getting a lot of extra steam lately, strictly off the fact that we got a lot of guys making some big money in this draft class, as well as making a lot of moves. So we're going to go back and redraft the top 10 picks. For anybody who forgot, this was the draft that Anthony Edwards went on, and the Warriors ended up with a top 2 pick. This is that draft class. So without further ado, man, let's hop right into it, man. So the rules for this draft are we have to be able to agree fully on the player. We can't halfway. We have to be able to agree where they get picked up.
I think that's fair.
That's fair.
We'll try it out.
And we only
And
do
I'm-
top 10, right?
Only doing the top 10. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't worry too much about fit. We're just going off who we feel are the 10 best players from this class.
Okay. All right.
Because you know,
I
if
mean,
we were
we can do
drafting-
both. It's up to y'all, really.
but if usually the 10 best, I'm gonna be honest, no matter what the fit is, the 10 if they could really have this as the 10 best players, they would have it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
So we see the number 1 pick was Ant Edwards. How do y'all feel about the T-Wolves picking Ant as that number 1 player from this draft class?
I think that
No
stays the
problem at all.
same. I think he's the best player in the draft class
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah, no problem at all. They made it right.
I
choice.
think that stands the test of time as well.
Yeah, that was pretty
Now-
easy.
Number 2 is where it gets tricky. I think it's the beginning of the tricks.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I say LaMelo should be 2.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Listen,
I personally think LaMelo should be 2.
Let's see.
when I tell you I was so upset that the Warriors did not draft LaMelo. I mean, I know they probably try to they wouldn't have to work it out, but Melo should have been number 2.
I
for
feel
sure.
like they could have went Halliburton or LaMelo. Knowing what we know about Halliburton now, he would be crazy in that Warriors offense. But I still think LaMelo would go over Halliburton.
But if you're picking somewhat for fit, I still think they should have taken LaMelo.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Now-
then, are you saying skill wise or just overall they should have went
Both.
both?
Because I'm still one who believes LaMelo is still, to me, a bit better than Halliburton. Halliburton just got a competent front office around him that understands what they have.
Yeah, we're going to get into that a bit later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but as far as LaMelo though, yeah,
I can't agree with that. I'm sorry.
I would have took him second. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, because
You said you can or can't agree.
I can't agree. I
On
can't.
which part?
I just feel Halliburton, even through college, has been consistent. And now, don't get me wrong. When Melo was playing in Euro, he was killing too. But I feel like now I'm look like they had mentioned earlier. Knowing what we know now and seeing Halliburton in college, he's always been consistent for me. So I just feel like I gotta go with him.
with
But even if you swap their situations, I think the Pacers, I think the Hornets, I think the teams are still dang near exactly the same if you swap their
Yeah.
places. Because the Hornets still don't know how to build a competent team.
they've always been like that. Look what they did when they
always
had
been
Kemba
like that.
Walker.
Exactly. So I still think that it's still the same. But I will stand behind this. I think Halliburton develops well the way he did But I don't think if they drafted Halliburton, he's going to be the same because LaMelo did at least start off being a very prolific scorer
That is true.
in
You know,
in
you know what?
Charlotte.
Now that you say that, I'm gonna change my mind because when I think more about Melo playing in the EuroLeague, he was playing with grown men.
Yep.
You know,
Mhm.
for those however many games, and Halliburton still playing with people his age. So,
Kids, yeah.
you know, now the more I think about it, I gotta give it to Melo.
But I do think that, I may be tripping a little bit. LaMelo's game reminds me a lot of point guard Paul George. He's just very smooth. For him to be like
Extremely.
6'7", he is very smooth. He's very fluid with the ball. His jump shot is very smooth. It's up and down. Some of those
His
passes
shot
are
is slightly
insane.
better than what PG was at the time.
Yeah,
Though.
I agree.
I give him that.
Because
So
PG
I
coming into
definitely
the
feel,
league, he wasn't that good of a shooter.
yep.
I
So
will
I
also
definitely,
say with
go ahead.
LaMelo, he's like the way he plays, he's very confident. Very
Mhm.
confident.
Mm-hmm.
He
It's
doesn't
not a
have
shot, and it's not
like
a shot that he doesn't like. I feel like that's kind of to his testament. It's not a shot he doesn't like.
even those unorthodox shots and layups he does, he's still confident when he does it.
Extremely confident.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think something else that separates them, and then we'll move on. I think LaMelo learned how to lose at an early age. So I can, you know what I'm saying? I think that's what makes him different from a lot of guys in that age range. He lost a lot. Like, because, when his brothers left Tino Hills, they were supposed to go do this and that. And we started getting losses. And overseas, he was good overseas, but his team wasn't as good as he was over in Lithuania. So, like, if you learn how to, I feel like if any young guy learns how to lose early, then it just makes your whole future even better.
That's true.
I can see that. I can see that part.
I think consensus at 3 is Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
all for them.
Yeah, I
Now,
think the Hornets take Tyrese.
Yeah.
4 is where it gets interesting, in my opinion.
I'm gonna tell y'all who I think should be 4 and 5 respectively, and I would be willing to flip or flop, but I feel like Desmond Bane and Tyrese Maxey should be. I think Bane should be 4 and Maxey should be 5. Respectfully.
Because we're going off best player or fit.
A little bit of both. That's why I said they should be 4 and 5
Because the Bulls
respectively.
at this time, this is before they had Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, so they would still, but I would still assume they go out and make that move.
You still get Lonzo anyway.
Yes, I do. I think they make that move anyway.
So yeah, if we're basing it off that, then definitely.
Because they
That's
already
a big if though.
they wouldn't draft
Yeah,
the PG there. They wouldn't draft the PG there though. You can't. You can't convince me they would because they already had Kobe White. I don't think they
that's
drafted
true.
PG in
So
that spot
then
regardless.
that lineup would be, let me think. They're
It
taking
probably would.
Bane.
It
It
would
would
open a
be
lot of. It would
Lonzo, Bane, Levine, DeRozan, and Vucevic.
just go off the 2020 season. No, that's before
So that's pre
Alonzo or what you
DeRozan,
have.
right?
So it would be their starting 5 in a perfect world is probably Kobe White. I would say Desmond Bane if you draft Desmond Bane. Got a young backcourt. Zach LaVine, Lauri Markkanen, and Nikola Vucevic.
Let's see who else is in this draft class. You got Cole Anthony.
I got some plans for some of the guys low in this
Bay.
because my next pick gonna shock the heck out of y'all at who I think
Tyrese
should go at
Maxey.
7. So I don't think you draft another guard that early though. I think you draft Desmond Bane.
Because this would be what Kobe White's second season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they
Think
wouldn't give up on him this early.
Yeah, exactly. You pair them 2 young guys together.
So yeah, Bane makes sense.
What y'all thinking? Do you go Desmond Bane or Tyrese Maxey in this spot?
I mean, you got to really think though. Like, if you basing it off, if they still take Lonzo, I mean, does Lonzo still come with the same injury history? Because they really ain't really got that many games out of him since he been there. So you got to put that in play too.
I mean, yeah, you got a point, but I think it's still. I think you still draft for fit here. Patrick Williams not bad, but I think you still draft for fit in that situation.
Yeah, Desmond Bane is way better than Patrick Williams.
Well, both of them better than Patrick Williams.
By far. Yeah.
Now you can
Patrick
question.
Williams not bad though. He
He's
was still
solid.
go lottery. He was still go lottery for me.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
he
just
played
don't think
forward,
he's
right?
the top 5. Yeah, he's a 3-4 ish. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
He's still lottery for me though, 1000%.
definitely, but just not top 5.
I say
Yeah.
I say he has a good 12 years in the league.
Yeah, I can see
Solid.
that.
So are you what are y'all Desmond Bain?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with the Desmond Bain than Maxey.
I guess I roll with it. But then what is if Tyrese go 5, right?
Mhm.
What does that leave?
Tyrese
Garland?
goes. Wait, you talking? I think they convert. See, this is why I say it's better fitment here, because I think personally, this y'all kind of, I may be tripping. At 6, for who's at 6? Cavs. I go Jaden McDaniel at 6.
Now 6 is Hawks.
5 is Cavs.
5 is Cavs. I'm sorry. 5. I go Jaden McDaniel at 5.
I thought the Cavs are
Defense.
safe. Wait, so where's Maxey going then?
Just rock with me for a second. I say 5. You go. Yeah. Like I said, 5. You go Jaden McDaniel, because that's what they want. That's what they would. Because they kind of drafted Isaiah Okoro for the same thing.
Basically. So I see that.
Yeah,
I
he
see
hasn't
that.
panned out.
Exactly. And then you go. This is where I think Patrick Williams falls to. I don't think he falls far. I think Patrick Williams is 6, and then the Pistons go and draft Tyrese Maxey.
Wow.
I think that makes sense because they drafted Killian
It makes
Hayes,
the
who I
most.
think
They
is
drafted Killian
garbage.
Hayes, who can't do what he does. That's how I think it reformats. I think you get
So
what's his name? I
so
think
let
you
me
get
ask
McDaniel at 5, then Patrick Williams at 6, because Patrick Williams has been solid, and then you go Tyrese Maxey at 7.
Let me ask this. So then how will Maxey and Cunningham work together then?
Because it'll kind of be like that Harden thing, but to me at this point, Cade Cunningham is a little bit better than James Harden.
Yeah,
because Cade was still a pass first guard before anything.
Okay, I can see that then.
and
Yeah, he
Maxey is
will.
a score first guard, so I think they would work pretty well
Exactly.
together.
I agree. Okay.
Have Maxey at the 1, Cade at the 2.
Play at the 2, or even you can really run Maxey at the 2. It don't
Yeah.
really matter because he's kind of running the 2 now, low key,
Yeah.
just off the way he plays. So yeah, so I think at 5 you go. I think 5 is Jaden McDaniel. Get a cast that 3-and-D wing, and Jaden McDaniel and Evan Mobley on a lineup together is nuts.
Yeah, that's some crazy defense. And then
So,
assuming they still make the Jared Allen move.
Yep. Then Hawks go Patrick Williams still, because I feel like you have to go best available in that situation.
Mhm.
And then the Pistons take Tyrese Maxey. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all follow me now. I may be tripping a little bit.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah.
And then at 8, the Knicks, instead of Obi Toppin, you draft Alex Pokusevski, because I think Poku is better than Obi Toppin by a long shot.
That's
Nah, yeah, I agree with that. I ain't gonna lie.
honestly, I was gonna go Sadiq Bey.
You going Sadiq Bey that early?
Yeah, I think Sadiq Bey is better than whatever his name is.
You think Sadiq? You think Sadiq Bey is better than Poku?
Yeah, he's a 3-and-D wing,
Um,
and it's hard to find 3-and-D wings in the league now.
yeah, but the Knicks.
Unless you the
I don't
Knicks,
know.
boy, Knicks got all of them.
For
Knicks do
real,
got everybody.
Anunoby, man, they got to steal with that trade. But yeah, I think I would go with Sadiq Bey at 8.
I think I go Poku there.
Also,
What you think? What you think?
Oh, I'm just saying it. We talk about what pick was it?
8, yeah, the
Not-
Knicks.
Huh? The
We're
Knicks,
talking about
right?
the Knicks, yeah.
Okay. Excuse me.
Because Poku doesn't get a lot of burn, but man, he's so good when he does get burned, and that's the thing that kills me.
What team is
He's-
he
he-
on? The Warriors?
He's on the Thunder, but he's a victim of not enough ball to go around. That is what he's a victim of.
Pretty much. He's one of those. If he ever got
Alright.
another team, they're gonna act like, "Whoa, where'd that come from?" Like, nah, he
Because he's a 7 foot. He's a 7 foot. Basically, he's a 7 foot shooter. That's essentially what he is.
Yeah, but he don't play like a defense for real.
I mean, hey,
Now you're a 7-footer that's not playing defense is kind of crazy to me.
he's a 3 though.
I mean,
whenever he
Sadiq
get in
Bey
the
can
paint,
shoot
he
the ball
got
too.
some good interior defense though.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
He's a 3 though.
I'd rather take the forward that can shoot the ball and play better perimeter defense.
I mean, I'm willing to shift towards Sadiq Bey.
Because the Knicks, they'd have Julius Randle at this time. They don't need another 4.
Yeah.
I think you draft him for the 3.
Oh, so then if
we-
we're playing him
you
at
know,
the 3,
yeah.
I'm still taking Sadiq Bey.
Yeah,
personally.
we talking about the 3.
Yeah, I would take him as a 3.
I don't
Let
know.
me see.
I don't know.
I'm not against Sadiq Bey, but this is kind of where this
I think Sadiq Bey just fits better. Because he doesn't really need the ball. And he's a way better perimeter defender.
Okay, I'm looking at the Knicks team, and yeah,
Because at that
I'm
time,
thinking about the Knicks team, yeah. So yeah,
they pretty much almost have the same team.
So you go Sadiq Bey
Yeah.
at 8.
but
And
do the
then-
Knicks still get Jalen Brunson? Though that's the question.
I think they still end up getting him.
I think they do. Yeah.
Because his dad was the reason why he went to the Knicks anyway.
His
Yeah.
dad played in the NBA.
He worked.
His
for the-
dad worked for the Knicks.
Yeah.
I work for the Knicks. Okay.
So I mean, they
And
probably
then-
never would have traded for Anunoby. Then that's what I'm thinking.
Nope. I was like, they
Oh,
never
yeah,
traded
ended up
for
getting
Anunoby.
down.
They probably still trade RJ Barrett though.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But Poku is the only pick I wanted for the Knicks. So if Poku doesn't go Knicks, my 9 and 10 are Trey Jones 9 to the Wizards
Mm-hmm.
to pair him with Bradley Beal.
They get him
And
that first
then-
point guard.
Yeah, and then I probably take Cole Anthony 10 to the Suns.
I think that works. Because the Suns never really had a true point guard.
Nope,
besides
not since Chris Paul.
Right, and that
And
was
then
some
you
years
give,
ago.
and then you put Cole Anthony behind Chris Paul. That's just
Yeah, he can definitely learn
match made
from
in
Chris
match
Paul,
made in heaven.
and he'll be able to get Booker and KD now. The ball.
Yep, because I don't think you get rid of him.
So yeah, I think those are the right decisions.
I ain't mad at that.
All right, so let's get a quick little recap. So we got Ant Edwards still going 1 to the Timberwolves, LaMelo Ball going 2 to the Warriors, Tyrese Halliburton going 3 to the Hornets, Desmond Bane going 4 to the Bulls, Jaden McDaniel going 5 to the Cavs, 6 to the Hawks. Who do we say to the Hawks?
Who was that?
Who do we say to the Hawks? My mind just went blank that fast.
Who do we,
Oh.
let me look.
I think you said Okoro. I want to see.
I didn't say it, Cora.
It wasn't Maxey.
Mm-mm.
It wasn't Bane.
Oh, Patrick Williams to the Hawks.
Patrick
at
Williams.
6.
That's what it was.
Tyrese Maxey at 7 to the Pistons. At 8, we go Sadiq Bey. 9, Trey Jones on the Wizards. And 10, Cole Anthony to the Suns.
Yeah, I think that's valid.
That is valid, and it's fitment and everything in between.
I think that's a successful redraft.
I can roll with that.
Now, I want to rearrange some stuff really quickly because I feel like this is just the perfect segment into this. I want to start a new segment called a roundtable discussion where we just jump in and talk about ball, talk about stuff. For the discussion topics, why do you think it takes teams so long to build around their young stars? And I say that because we look at, and it kind of all ties hand in hand. Pascal Siakam to the Pacers, loved it, loved him. We kind of projected it, but we didn't. So I love that it happened, and I feel like it's going to work wonders. And now Tyrese Halliburton kind of has his own big 3. He's got players to work around. He's got shooters. So my question is, why do you all think that teams take so long to build around these stars? Because sometimes it looks like you just give the guy a big contract so he can't go anywhere, but then you just waste his prime by putting foolishness around him and not testing certain players and trading away good players. And the examples I have listed were like Trae Young, who's a constant 25 and 12 guy, LaMelo Ball, who's just LaMelo Ball is LaMelo Ball. We know about him. And then like he got young guys around him, then they start tweaking out, or they don't try to pick nobody up, or Charlotte gets some hope, and then they just throw it all away. And then Cade Cunningham running with 4 power forwards at a time. So many centers.
5 centers.
Outside of
Yeah.
Asar Thompson and Jaden Ivey, I feel like why do you got so many of these other guys up there?
Another guy, an older guy that I can kind of, that had that experience was Dame. He recently got traded. He's on the Blazers for 10 years, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And he had the same issue. It's like they never really got him talent besides CJ McCollum, who they got lucky with, honestly.
But with the Dame thing, I feel like Dame them was just a victim of circumstance because that team was pretty good. A lot of the years they were very good. They just fell flat towards the end.
What do you think? What piece, what piece would have made them get over that hunch? Just only one piece that you can choose.
I don't think it is. I don't know if it is one because for a long time you had Dame, CJ, Batum was actually very solid.
Jamie Grant wasn't on that.
I got one.
Yeah, Batum was very solid. You had Nurkic and you had LaMarcus Aldridge as a starting five. It's hard to go against a solid five like that. I think they were just a victim of circumstance to where it was so many other teams around them that were better than them.
Yeah, they arguably went against the greatest NBA team of all time.
Yeah, like they faced the war. It's hard to get past the Warriors during that time.
Yeah, with Kevin Durant, that's not even fair. But I just feel like
and then it was so
enough.
many other teams who were built well like that. They were just better.
Spurs.
Like the Thunder were built well. The Spurs were always built well. At one point in time, that Clippers team was built very well.
Yep.
Just a lot of teams that
were small for it, really.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go back to that Warriors? Do you think they're still as dangerous without Kevin Durant?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, I feel like they're dangerous, but I feel like somebody for the East will be giving them runs for their money. That's all I'm saying.
It makes the finals better, but I feel like out west they still had the West kind of wrapped up.
Yeah, you are.
But it's just like with KD, it's like nah.
Yeah, like you're adding Kevin Durant, who was a top 10 player of all time, to that team.
Yeah, but what is y'all opinion on that though? Why do y'all think these teams wait so long to build around these young stars?
I think a lot of these teams are honestly just incompetent. Like the Pistons front office, I think is just plainly incompetent. Like you have Cade Cunningham, right? You have Jaden Ivey. Why do you pick up 5 centers? Why are you constantly putting guys who can't space the floor? And that's what the centers, the Pistons need is people who can space the floor. And you're just clogging up the paint. You have Isaiah Stewart. They had Marvin Bagley, Asar Thompson, but I think he'll eventually develop a jumper.
I think Asar Thompson and like I said, Jaden Ivey are the 2 exceptions.
Yeah, but everybody else on that team can't shoot. So it's kind of like you're making your offense worse for your young stars. Especially at guard, it's hard to develop as a guard when you don't have spacing.
Or if you don't have any adequate talent around you.
Hold on. Go ahead, Shot.
I was gonna say, I was thinking, I think we know the Lakers, the Warriors, the Celtics, they've always made good decisions when it came to picking up players, role players, and drafts and whatnot. I just think these teams like the Hornets, the Pistons, I don't think they have educated general managers or whoever's the president of basketball operations that are as dedicated to actually really. I think they just want to just draft somebody because they just heard their name and they sound good, look good, but they're not really thoughtful like they did with let's go for example with Kobe. I mean the Lakers traded at a 13. What was it? 13, right? Draft 13.
Yeah.
So someone had to think more about that. And I don't think there's not a lot of thinking.
But even then, that's to me. That's not. I don't know because he still took a minute to get to the Kobe that we know and love. Like we remember.
But what I'm trying to say is like I feel like they don't do a lot of thoughtful process. Like someone obviously had to see something in him for him to get to how he was until he died.
Yep.
I guess-
just like LeBron, like even though everyone was hearing his name across the globe, and he true he was the number one pick, but they wouldn't have picked him if they weren't thoughtful with thinking it.
Yeah, like I agree with Shad. Like the Cavs were literally a horrible team after Mark Price and all them. They literally made bad decision after bad decision, and then they got lucky with getting LeBron.
But even then, I don't look at teams like that got generational talent for that. Like Jerry West said that he was always gonna get Kobe, regardless of what happened. Jerry West said that. Just off of his conversation with him.
He did say that.
He said that. So yeah, I'm just like with stuff like that, I can't give you a whole lot of credit for drafting generational talent. But like with the Lakers, I can give them credit for drafting good because in consecutive drafts, you took Lonzo Ball,
Yep.
you took Brandon Ingram,
Julius Randle.
you took Julius Randle, you took what's his name? You took Jordan Clarkson, you took but from the Knicks, I cannot think of his name. Crap. Play for the Knicks now.
Not Larry Nance.
No.
Is Larry Nance even in
Josh
the league
Hart.
anymore?
You took Josh Hart.
Yeah.
Like so for teams like that who consistently draft good, these guys are all future faces of the league. Like it or not, the Bulls pick pretty well.
Mhm.
They just they don't know how to develop talent. They draft very well. But I think the only benefit of the doubt that I can give these teams who don't do well to build around their stars, some of y'all, everyone I just named is except Atlanta is a smaller market.
Yep.
So sometimes it's hard to build around smaller market stars through free agency. But man, I don't know. I may be underthinking it, but y'all think it's that hard to find a solid player in the draft that can fit your?
I think another thing that could have something to do with it is they don't put their money where their mouth is. Like they want to. Like I think if you want to get LeBron to come to the Hornets, you're gonna have to pay the man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And there's I just don't think they wanted to break that tax bracket as well.
It comes out to that. Yeah, I agree. I feel like
So with y'all, do y'all feel like these teams should start? How would y'all start for these teams? Do y'all feel like they should start more through free agency, or does it start in the draft and how you get your talent?
I feel like it depends on the situation, honestly. Like
Yeah.
if you're
I
a
say a
fringe
little bit
contender,
of both, really.
yeah. Like if you're a fringe contender, then definitely free agency. But you can also add value through the draft or make moves through those draft picks that you make.
Because
Like
I
the
look
Hawks,
at
Hawks been trying though. They've been making a lot of moves. They just ain't been paying it out how they want.
Yeah.
and they don't see some stuff through. Like there's no reason Kevon Huerter shouldn't be on that team right now.
Yeah, he's a shooter. Like you need those type of players around.
And I know coaching goes into it, but the Hawks, they aren't good with that either because you don't get rid of a coach after one season.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. You didn't have time to do anything.
You have to develop a culture with some stuff. So I think the Hawks' biggest issue is coaching because they can't develop a culture. And then Shad, just from the way me and you talk, we will be two completely different type of basketball coaches. So it's obvious that players that fit your mold wouldn't fit my mold or my timeline. So every time you fire a coach or whatever, you reset the whole timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The only team out of the three of these that I feel like is on par for a decent timeline is the Pistons because you still got like Jay Ivy's year 2, decent little jump. Cade year 2 jump. Asur Thompson could make a year 2 jump. You have youth on your side for them.
Yeah,
That's and you're gonna still get a good draft pick this year. But something that I feel like is also a fear of a lot of these players, a lot of these teams, they want to draft the best name available over fit.
And I feel like a lot of these teams are impatient now too. Honestly, they don't want to see.
That's how I felt with Jameis Winston when the Warriors drafted him.
James Wiseman.
I'm not saying Jameis. That's a quarterback.
I was like, oh, the Warriors.
But no, I think because he played in Memphis, didn't he? Or
yeah.
right?
Well, he didn't even play.
Oh,
I thought he played at Georgia.
He still got
Memphis.
But he's the one exception to this rule with me because y'all know how I feel. I told you I feel like to an extent the Warriors don't develop young talent anyway, and I still think that was just a bad choice for them.
Wait,
I understand your
Hold on,
thought
hold on, hold on.
process.
You don't think the Warriors draft young talent?
I said I don't think that they develop young talent well, especially something that's out of y'all. James Wiseman, because I watched him play like through high school and stuff. James Wiseman should have never been on y'all board.
I agree because the type of center
Honestly,
that
he
the
should have never
Warriors
been on
wanted,
because he's not the
that.
type of center for y'all.
Let me ask this.
James,
So with the
James,
Warriors,
why?
with the Warriors
Huh?
developing Steph, Clay, and Draymond, who all were drafted,
Mm-hmm.
there's no evidence of that they can develop players.
It's not that those all those players you drafted, they fit each other to a T coming out of where they came from. They all fit around each other.
So you're saying draft to fit, not just like they don't know how to draft and then
Exactly. They can't.
Okay.
They used the wrong head when they drafted Wiseman.
Yeah.
Because righteously, who you should have drafted instead of Wiseman, even though, and that's why I said sometimes people get caught up drafting the best available instead of drafting what you need. Because a few centers who would have fit the Warriors perfectly, Isaiah Stewart from that draft class would have fit those players
Even
perfectly.
Onyeka Okongwu.
Yeko Kongwu, Jalen Smith would have fit y'all pretty well, but not James Wiseman. James Wiseman is a 7'1" big man who averaged 28 and 11 and was a face-up center.
Yeah, that's not
He's
what
face
the Warriors
up.
need.
That's not what the Warriors need.
For the name.
I think they did too.
But you know they
That's
told
what I
Melo they
mean.
was going to draft him and didn't draft him.
They should have drafted
That's
Melo.
crazy.
Let's draft LaMelo.
They told him they was going to draft him and didn't draft him.
That's
crazy.
bro. That's what I was saying. Like, I was so upset when they told him they was going to draft him.
Yeah.
But what I think was, I don't know if it's true, if y'all heard it or not, but LaMelo's dad, I forgot. Well, what's his dad's name again? LeVar. He was saying that Melo can be his own person on his own team. That he shouldn't be behind Steph.
But I understand that though.
But I get it, but I feel I truly
you still should have
believe
drafted him.
I truly believe that LaMelo, once Curry went out his way, LaMelo would have been the face of the Warriors. That's how I truly feel.
Yeah.
He should have been. He should have been the face of the
Warriors. I feel like LaMelo was gonna be the only way for y'all to gradually to be honest. If y'all had drafted LaMelo, y'all wouldn't be in this situation. Yeah, I was gonna say because y'all could have gradually ushered Clay out. Been able to kind of been able to slowly slide Steph to the 2 to play a little because he can. But with his game, he can play off the ball for another 6 or 7 years.
Hey, Curry, all he got to do is run and
shoot, and that's it.
And that's it.
Exactly.
I mean, his shooting a bit like Curry. Literally, I mean, his percentage can drop to 15%, and you still got to guard him because. If at any given moment that man just gonna pop and it's just like if he just run and LaMelo doing his thing, oh my goodness,
exactly.
They're very
so
dangerous.
I feel like that's my big thing. That's my big thing with stuff like with teams like that. They I feel like a lot. Oh yeah, I feel like a lot of guys they draft for who they think is gonna be good versus drafting for fit. If I know my team ain't never ever been able to get, Mike, for example, why Warriors too? That don't make sense. Why are you drafting a 7'1" center when the center you use for all these years is 6'7"?
Exactly. Using.
What you talking about, Looney?
No, Draymond.
No, I'm talking about Draymond.
They always ran small ball. Now y'all want to get.
Always ran small ball. Now y'all want to get a big center.
Especially when they got Andrew Wiggins. Yeah, they for sure running. They committed to the small ball.
Even Kevon Looney, he's like 6'9". He's not even that big.
Yeah.
But he's solid though. He's a big solid.
Yeah, he
got rebound
like he even played like
got
Draymond
a Hall of Fame.
They play like Draymond. He want to get boards and fight.
Hey, y'all see him in college?
Yeah,
I didn't. I don't.
He was like KD in college. He was ball handling, shooting the J.
Yeah, he was
tough.
Fade, tween the leg. He was doing something.
Yeah.
And then he switched up his whole play style.
For sure. But let's slide over to the next one. Reactions. We're talking about these young stars. Reaction to the Siakam trade. Give me, I'm gonna get past it all, y'all. Within a few sentences, tell me sentences. Tell me how y'all reacted to hearing the news that Siakam is an Indiana Pacer now.
I think they made the right move personally. Obviously, you have a young star in Tyrese Halliburton, and you want to do, the best to get some talent around him. And Pascal, I think he's the right guy for that team.
I was disappointed. The word should have been got him.
I know why he disappointed. I know exactly why he disappointed.
The word should have traded Clay. I would have traded him.
Traded Clay for Siakam?
Oh yes. Oh,
I don't think they would have. They wouldn't have took it.
I think they would have.
Yeah, because Clay is an expiring contract.
But Pacers say no. They want to compete now. Pacers say no.
I still think the Pacers got a couple more years before they can.
They probably do. That's why I said they wouldn't have took Clay. It don't fit their timeline.
Yeah, not.
Well, I'm sorry. That's why not Clay, but that's why the Raptors wouldn't have took Clay. It don't even fit their timeline.
Because they obviously want to rebuild. He's not young at all.
Finesse, what you think? What's your pushback off of this?
If we talking about the players that they gave up, what are they really losing? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
Feel. They gave up.
That's what I was thinking. They gave up Bruce Brown.
Yeah. I'm messing with it. It really helped them in their half court set offense because they're a running gun team. Like as soon as they catch the ball, they gone. And he helped them in that half court set.
Yeah, they struggle in the half court for sure.
Yeah.
He's a proven guy who can score in the half court, and he has a ring. A lot of people forget that.
And Bruce Brown was a
he has a
huge
ring
contender
too.
on that team last year.
He was a big part of the Nuggets championship run. So you got you feel me? But so I feel like they made a good decision, especially if Pascal decides to re-sign. Then definitely,
that's the kicker. Yeah,
I think that also was a very great move for them because we talk about this all the time. It's rare to see guys get traded within conference in the same year.
Very rare.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it was a great move, a very great decision because now, hey, look, guys, we got our guy. We didn't have to give up much. Bruce Brown's a good player, yes, but I think on any day of the week, I'm making that trade, especially if they're willing to accept it. I'm making that trade 10 times out of 10.
I definitely prefer Siakam over Bruce Brown. Isn't Siakam an all-star too?
I don't know, but to me, it's not even a preference thing. Like I want him over him. To me, it's not even that. To me, it's more the fact that what he's gonna do when he gets on that court.
Yeah, I think he's a better fit than Bruce Brown anyway, too.
He addresses a lot of needs for the team, though. Yeah, for sure.
Pascal's a good defender. He can score in the half court, and he can, play with the run and gun style too.
I just want to see him do a little more of that though on the fast break, because like sometimes he seems a little passive on the fast break. I want him to be a little more assertive on the fast break. But other than that, we're good.
Mm-hmm. All right, man. I think that's pretty good. It's pretty good reactions, man. Now, moving on, potential all-star snubs. I think everybody should give one player who we think should be an all-star this year. He's probably not going to get the nod for whatever reason. And I can go first. My all-star snub for this year is going to be Mr. Paul George, Mr. YG Trace himself. Because Paul George is averaging 24 and 6, basically. But I don't think he's going to get in because the West front court is entirely too stacked.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be one or the other. He's either going to be him or Kawhi, and Kawhi is top 5 in voting right now. And then even if you go deeper on the list, it's a few guys who have to, outside of the top 10, it's a few guys who have to make the list. Like, for example, Ant Edwards isn't in the top 5 in voting, but he has to get in.
Yeah,
he's the best player on the number one team. Devin Booker has to get in. He's been balling. Just people hate Devin Booker. So I just don't think it's space for him this year. And I don't think it's a world where the Clippers get 3 All-Stars in. Harden and Kawhi are both going to make it. So I don't think it's a world where they get 3 All-Stars in. And even another guy who could be right on the verge of getting snubbed is also not DeJounte Murray. I'm sorry.
Trae Young.
Is a Jamal Murray for me.
Damn, yeah, that was mine really. Jamal Murray.
Jamal
Ain't
Murray
gonna
is
lie.
another guy who's
He-
probably
he's-
gonna.
He's teetering on that line.
Yeah,
He's teetering on
like
that
we
line.
all know he has all-star potential, but he's not really a regular season player. He turns
He
it up in the
get that
playoffs.
ring by accident. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
But
he's
he's
a
been
hooper.
balling this season though. He's averaging like 20 something. I think.
I think he's
So I'm
averaging
not
like
sure.
25.
Definitely like 20. Him and let me see. I can give you his exact numbers. Jamal Murray is averaging 21 a game, 21 and 6 a game. And that's really good considering he just started playing more than 35 minutes a game. He's still only playing 30 to 31 minutes a game.
Which is not a lot of minutes for a starter.
Nope.
Especially, he's the second best player on that team. He should be playing 35, 36 a night easily.
Yeah, but I think for like the other intents and purposes, when you got KCP and Reggie Jackson and your other line, two veteran guys who when they get in the game, they're going to get it done. I understand why they rotate so many lineups. And a lot of their games, since they've been so close, they're playing KCP and Reggie down the stretch for that defensive impact.
Yep.
That's the only thing about Jamal. So those are my two guys who I think will probably be snubbed this year. Who do y'all feel are some all-star snubs for y'all this season?
I really thought SGA.
You think SGA is going to get snubbed?
I just have a feeling. I mean, that man been deserving it for the past 3 years, 3-4, really. His second year into the league, I feel like he's been deserving it.
I think he's going to make it.
I don't
because
think
he's
it's
top
a
three in
world where
MVP
I'm about to
voting right
say,
now.
yeah. If
Shea
he don't get in, then
And he's very likable as a person and a player. So
Shea is at 2.3 million votes right now. And the next, he's number 3 as far as backcourt voting. The next closest guy to him is James Harden at 700,000. So I don't think
that's a huge gap.
I think he gets in.
And I feel like you have to, if you're going to be in the MVP rankings, like your top 3, you definitely have to make the All-Star game.
Oh, easily. That's not even a question.
And the Thunder, with the second seed in the West, and he's clearly their best player. I think he easily makes it. I think somebody who does get snubbed, though, I think Devin Booker gets snubbed.
You don't think Devin Booker gonna get in?
Even though he's deserving of it, I just think he's not a very likable player, and he's not. He's been snubbed before too. That's the thing.
Oh yeah.
And we really don't like him.
Exactly. Like
the NBA common fan does not like him.
People hate Devin Booker.
I don't care
honestly,
for him, but
even though he's a hooper. Like I don't care for him either. But I can recognize game. I think he.
I ain't got no problem with him. I just he just do a little too much crying sometimes.
Yeah.
But other than that,
and the Suns are what 10th in the West right now.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a world where he doesn't get in. He's averaging 27 and 7. They're 10th in the 27 and 8. They're 10th in the West, but it dang sure ain't Book fault.
It's not.
No. Oh, of course not. Because even when they had last year in the playoffs, bro, Book and KD was going crazy. Even when KD had an off night, Book was still consistent.
Book would still do his thing.
Yeah, so it's dang sure not Book fault that they're in the boat that they're in now. It's not Devin Booker's fault.
My whole reason
so you think
he's not very likable, and he's been snubbed before, so I think it could happen again easily.
Speaking on Devin Booker though, I feel like what y'all think about him as like, how do y'all think he is in the locker room, like behind the scenes, like with everybody in the front office?
I think
I think he's liked. I think he's very well liked. It's hard not to. It's hard not to like a guy who you committed to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
The Suns been looking for that guy for the longest, and they got him.
He is Phoenix. So I think it's no question. And I don't think but I do think he's a liable one to maybe get snubbed. But I don't think it's a world where the NBA allow him not to get in. Really. Especially because, like, no offense, Tyrese Maxey is probably gonna get in.
Yeah, he's gonna get in. I was gonna say him, but at the East guard,
there's no way you don't get in.
And I don't think Maxey's bad by any means, but you're not gonna put in a Tyrese players that aren't better than Devin Booker.
Yeah,
Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Kyrie low-key. There's a lot of guys on this list that aren't better than him.
Yeah, I agree. If
makes
Maxey makes
humble
it,
opinion.
then Booker definitely has to make it. Because if you leave Booker off and put Maxey in, you're saying, "Oh, Maxey's better than Booker."
All right. So, moving on to the topic to close us out this evening. We are about at the midway point of this season, guys, and we're gonna talk some mid-season awards. Now,
Nah, we good.
for each of us, you have to give us who you all think is going to be your MVP, most improved, DPOY, executive of the year, and coach of the year.
Okay.
So, I think we start off with the easy ones. Who is you all's MVP this far of the season?
Y'all know what I'm
Now,
gonna say.
if I'm
I already
if
know
I'm a
this.
vote if I'm a voter, you have to convince me why your guy should be the MVP. So let's go ahead. Who is you guys' MVP
Well,
for the
since
year?
Dave already got his answer locked, I'm gonna let him go first.
You know who
He
I'm
ready.
picking. I'm not even trying to be biased. Okay, maybe I'm being a little biased, but
Very biased, because
My
you already
MV
know. You already know what my rebuttal to you.
my MVP,
I know who you're gonna pick, and you know what my rebuttal is.
my MVP is we're going off of the regular season. Joel
Yes.
Embiid,
Okay.
easily.
Why is that?
Well, okay, let's see. The Sixers are third in the East, right? We're right behind the Bucks, and we are 3 games behind the Celtics, right? Embiid is
Mhm.
putting up more points than he has played minutes. And that's
Okay.
the only time that's ever happened in NBA history was when Wilt Chamberlain averaged 50 points per game. And that was,
Mhm.
what, 60 years ago? 60, 70 years ago almost? That's literally ridiculous. Embiid is putting up almost a 35-point triple-double while playing great defense. Embiid is averaging 35 points, almost 36 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 assists. That's by far the best stat line he's ever had in his whole career. I think it's obvious that he wins, in my opinion. I think he's by far the best player. Well, the most valuable player.
What were y'all last year? Weren't y'all a 3 seed last year or something like that?
Yeah, we were the 3rd seed.
That's why in my opinion, that just pokes holes right in his thing. And it's not because he's not doing his thing, not because he's not hooping. But the thing about MVP, you have to be the most valuable player in the league, correct, for your team.
That's true.
I think he is the best player on the 76ers, but if he can't get y'all, I don't think only way he wins is if he keep this up and y'all finish at like 1. I
Yeah,
don't
1
think
or 2.
finishing 3. I don't think 2 does it.
You don't think so?
No, because if 2 does it, Giannis probably had a stake to win it last year
That's true.
because they were the
He
1
for
seed.
sure did.
2 doesn't do it for you this year. I think you have to finish at 1. And not like one of those last day of the season ones. You have to be like the Celtics. 3-4 games, you need to win it. Like easily be the 1 seed. And you have to raise the bar here because he is an MVP already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
I
have
get it.
to
That's
raise
valid.
the bar for an MVP because he's averaging more points than minutes, but man, he doing the stuff we seen last year. Which is why I don't think Nikola Jokic won it last year because of voters fatigue. Voters fatigue is going to catch up to Embiid very fast because he hadn't had that success like he's supposed to have had in the playoffs and stuff. And I know it's a regular season award, but if you think voters don't think about that stuff, you're drunk.
They
Oh,
definitely
every
do.
time. And more than just the NBA, but that's just how it goes.
That's in every sport
How it
almost.
goes.
Exactly. Now, I'm split on my MVP for right now. I think my MVP this season is either Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Nikola Jokic. Because
Okay.
out west, it's a wild, wild west like always. But Nikola Jokic and SGA are both 1 game back of the 1 seed. I think whoever finishes 1, that's who gets it. Shai has been a phenomenal leader this year. He's still putting up crazy numbers. He's averaging 31 and 31, 5 and 6. Is the best player on a potential number 1 seeded team. And I know people are gonna be like, but by your logic, shouldn't Ant Edwards get it? No, because to me, it's not saying Ant has a lot more help, but with Ant, I've seen Ant have a bad game, but their defense is so exceptional that they're still going to win that game.
And they have a lot of energy. They play with a
Definitely.
lot of energy.
if SGA or Nikola Jokic have a bad game, they're gonna lose. Like, put a perfect example, and Jokic is averaging dang near triple double again this year. Perfect example. When Jokic played against the Sixers the other night, correct? Jokic played a fairly decent game, but him having a pretty decent game still lost them the game. Him having like 25, 19, and 8 still loses them the game. That's why he would potentially be my MVP, because unless he's putting up exceptional stats, they're not winning. Perfect example.
You talking about Embiid, right? Or Jokic?
Jokic.
I heard you name both of them. Okay.
Jokic, I was talking about that game they played.
Okay.
Jokic had 42, 8, and 12 tonight. If he's averaging 26 a game right now, if he scored only his 26, then they lose to the Wizards tonight.
You can say that for a couple games though.
Yeah.
Exactly. As well as for SGA. But
yeah.
I personally seen players like Ant Edwards shoot 4 for 19, hit a few cut shots down the stretch, which is worth it, and still be able to win the game because everything else kept them in the game. That's just so that's why either Nikola Jokic or SGA, whoever finishes higher is going to be my MVP.
No, I can see that. I for sure see that. But with mine, I'm kind of torn. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm torn between SGA and Giannis, because I feel like honestly with Giannis, like I don't think people take into effect that Damon's had a lot of bad games. It just I gotta call it what it is. Damon had a lot of games where he didn't get started to the third, fourth quarter. Like that ain't gonna work.
Plenty
that
of
ain't
games.
gonna work.
Hey fellas, I hate to let y'all go, but I gotta get going.
Okay.
All right.
Good, man.
All right, y'all have a good one.
You too.
You too.
Go ahead. I'm torn though, man. Like, cause Giannis, whenever, especially Dame, right? When he come out with get them 12 points, 14 points, and that's it. Giannis be dropping 60, 50, like it's back to back 40. He dropped 40 like it ain't nothing. Like whatever it take for the team to win. I'm torn, man. If I gotta choose one, I might get a slight edge to SGA, but I'm still torn between them two though. Still torn.
Hey, you a Thunder fan?
And that's tough, man.
That's tough.
So is Jokic in either one of you guys' top 3?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, I got Jokic number 3.
I think the consensus top 3 no orders: Embiid, Jokic, and Shea.
Okay.
One
of these times, bro, Luka gonna get some recognition, man.
Luka's gonna get an MVP eventually. I'm not even
one of these years,
about
man.
That.
Yeah,
because he's been putting up MVP numbers since he came in the league. Honestly,
no facts though. But like, I feel like when it comes to MVP, the voters are always take into effect like stats, and when it comes to these big men nowadays,
they be putting up crazy stats.
It's hard to compete with some of these stats. So I can't lie. They get consistent boards, consistent assists. Like
Luka do the same though.
He do, but like some games, let me put it like this. A person like Jokic, right? He'll Embiid, they gonna average high boards anyway. I'm talking about like double digits easily. Like especially Embiid, they gonna do that. They gonna get that. But like Luka, I don't know, bro. It's a tough one. Luka gonna get one eventually though.
Yeah, I feel like in the next 2 or 3 years he'll get one.
It is the stats he going against right now. They tough too.
And the West is stacked right now.
Yeah,
I feel like if the Mavs ever end up as like a 1, 2, or 3 seed, Luka locks up MVP.
He's gonna get it.
Yeah.
Oh, got to. Especially a 1 seed. Oh yeah.
Yeah, if they get 1 seed, Luka's easily winning MVP.
I don't care who else on that team. He get it.
Yeah, I would feel like I would say he's gonna be a multi-time MVP before he retires. He's still young. He's like 24.
Yep. All right. So let's go to DPOY.
That's a tough one. I think it's a very open race right now. There's no clear number 1. But if I had to pick, I'd probably go Nick Claxton.
He's your DPOY?
Yeah, either Nick Claxton or Wembanyama.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now. But I
Why
think
you say that?
DPOY is one of those things where you can't really. There's never a clear cut guy until the end of the season.
Facts.
And Nick Claxton's case, he's become an elite rim protector. Like, kind of out of nowhere, honestly. He's always had potential, but he's a super athletic, big man, super long arms that protects the rim really well. And he's showing, if you look at his stats, I think he's averaging almost. Let me see. I'm gonna look at his stats.
Yeah, he would show glimpses like last year, but it was never like this right here though.
Yeah, exactly.
Cause I remember when they played against Embiid, he was getting up to play Embiid, man.
Yeah, he
I
was
don't know
playing
what
some
it
good
was.
D on Embiid.
Yeah,
It's hard to stop Embiid or even slow him down.
Yeah, he made it tough. He made it tough.
But yeah, I think Nick Claxton definitely has a chance, and then I feel like Wembyama could win it as well.
He definitely getting consideration.
Wemby is averaging 3 blocks. There's games where he'll have like 5+ blocks, and it looks so easy for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, so my DPOY is Bam Adebayo.
I think that's a solid pick as well.
Going off of defensive ratings right now, he is tied for 4th in the NBA in defensive net rating.
Mm-hmm.
And he is also on the 4th, technically tied for, and the Heat are tied for the 4th best defense in the league. And he is anchoring that defense as well as putting up insane numbers offensively. I think his defense is very underrated strictly off the fact that he's going and guarding every position.
Yeah, he can guard 1 through 5.
And I think that's what makes him my DPOY. He's guarding every position. He's not just.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say he's not just gonna guard the other 4s and 5s. He's gonna guard every position.
I do believe that he should have won last year over Jaren Jackson.
And now my second for DPOY is Rudy Gobert.
Okay, I'll give you that. That's fair. Rudy Gobert is always a perennial candidate.
And Rudy has the best defensive net rating in the NBA. And this is what's so impressive about this because they also have the best defense in the NBA. But the next closest person in defensive net rating to him is 107, which is it's a 3-point difference. He's 104. It's Joel Embiid. But to even put into even more perspective how well he's playing defense this year, Giannis finished with the best defensive net rating last year, and it was 107.1.
And he's at 104.
Yes. And for y'all who don't understand, the lower the rating is, means the better the defense that's being played.
Yeah. That's impressive for Rudy. But I feel like the thing with Rudy, I think his thing is going to be voters fatigue because isn't he a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year?
Yes, sir.
I believe so.
Yes, I think he might get hit with voters fatigue because he already.
I think so. I think so as well. And Bam's averages don't just fly off the page for you either. So that's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be something.
I feel like Bam could win because Draymond, when he won, his stats didn't jump off, the page. But we all know how Draymond, how fixed the game on the defensive side of the ball when he won.
How he played.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Bam is in that same sort of situation.
Mm-hmm. So, who is you guys' most improved player?
Why didn't he say my DPO?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Who's your DPO?
I have the same top 2 as you, but it's just reversed. Everything you just said about Rudy, basically, but let me add a little something to it, though. My knock against his defense, his whole career was he had no perimeter defense at all. I'm talking about not the slightest.
Yeah, none at all.
It was nothing, but he's been improving.
I've noticed that too.
He's been moving around that court, man. He has been moving. I got to give him that. He been getting more steals. He still get the same block. So, I don't know, bro. That's tough, man.
He took a huge step on the defensive end because now he is stepping out on perimeter and playing more perimeter defense. Now, I have to put an asterisk on him like I did Bam because even though Bam runs a lot of zone, so that's the asterisk on him. Yes, but the same asterisk applies for Rudy because Rudy does have some amazing perimeter defenders on his team, and Rudy steps out, yes. But, of course, my stats are going to look better than yours, Dave, if you're stuck kind of guarding the painted area. If I only have to step out twice a game, of course, my defensive stats are going to look better because I know for a fact Rudy can get 2 to 3 stops on the perimeter game.
Yeah, he can.
If he's only having to step out there 2 or 3 times. So that's gonna be the asterisk for
Well,
him.
not just the perimeter though, like the deep midi too though. Like he
Yeah.
been stepping up on that too. I gotta give it to him.
I'm saying in the past he would only literally sit in the paint.
Yeah, for
He
real.
was
He not
paint.
moving past free throw. That's it. He not going past that.
Yeah,
No,
so
no.
I feel like that's gonna give a lot of stuff. And if he can continue to anchor this defense, I'm not mad if he wins it, honestly. You know, we give Rudy a lot of flack, but this is the
Mr.
one
Cole.
year. This is the 1 year where if he is to get a depoy, I'm not mad.
Yeah,
I'm not
I wouldn't
mad
be
at
mad
it
at
if he
it.
gets a depoy this year. And also because he's gonna have another All NBA defender next to him in Jay McDaniel.
Yep.
Should be an All Defensive
Easily
team.
first team.
Yeah.
That team
Now-
in general has some
Oh,
great
well, let me tell you my
defenders.
third though. My third was it's a toss up between Wemby and Chet though. That's my third.
Yeah, Chet, I think
wanna throw that in there.
he'll be up there as well. I think maybe like top 5.
Because I feel like
Wemby's-
Chet and Wemby can both pop out for an 8-9 block game like
Yep.
ain't that. Like easy.
Yeah, but I feel like the reason they wouldn't win is because last year we had a block merchant win it last year.
Yeah,
who
they're not
all
gonna
he
let that
did was
slide
block
twice.
shots. They're not gonna let it slide twice. I'm not saying Wemby plays horrible defense, but he's a lot of his defensive prowess comes off of his rim protecting.
Yeah, he definitely plays for the block. Not like Hassan Whiteside did in the past,
Yeah.
but you get what I mean.
He's gonna block. He's a block first type of player.
I will say I feel like he get more steals than Chet though.
He
I will
does.
say
I think it's because
feel
of his
he get more
wingspan
steals.
lets him.
Yeah, his
for
wings.
sure.
He's in the lanes a lot.
For sure.
But I still respect the big man who can play the lane.
Exactly. Moving on to most improved player, I'm gonna be honest. If we don't all have the same MIP, I think we should all be
What
fired from what we do. He's out east. I think the only
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say I think the only true MIP this year is more than likely Tyrese Maxey. It's a 6 point per game jump. That's
Huge jump.
insane. That's insane. Jump 6 points per game this year. And you know what's crazy about his improvement? He's technically only playing 4 more minutes a game
Which
than
is
he
not
did
that
last
much.
year. And in 2021, he played 35 minutes. So it's only 2 more minutes a game. So now that the offense is opened up for him, he took a 3-point jump Okay, so basically he's jumped in points every year. Rookie year he averaged 8. Sophomore year he averaged 17. Last year he averaged 20, and this year's at 20.6, and probably going to be an all-star. I think this man has made his case, and I think as long as he finishes the season, he's going to have this MIP thing locked up.
I think it's locked up easily.
I can get behind that.
And I think
he not even a question. And he showed how he can feel that starting well, he kind of more score, but that starting guard role like with ease.
Yep.
And he showed that he really can play, with a team.
Yep.
He showed that he could one day, if it goes bad, he could have his own team.
Yeah, I feel like he could be a number one if
He could be number
end
one.
up getting rid of Embiid. He could put up 30 easily.
He definitely could.
And he showed glimpses of that when we had Harden. I knew as soon as we got rid of Harden or he left or something,
exactly.
what happened, he was gonna step
Way
up.
more touches.
And if I'm being honest, I don't think he'll do it this year. But I think next year he has a chance to go 50, 40, 90 next year.
Yeah, he's an amazing shooter.
He's 86 free throw this year, 38 from 3, and 44 from the field, or 45 from the field. And I say he can go 50, 40, 90 because last year he was 48 from the field and 43 from 3. But, he's getting a lot more shots
Taking more
up this
shots.
year.
Yep.
I feel like once he's able to find his balance, I think he's going to be a 50, 40, 90 type of guy.
Yeah, I think he can too.
I
think that might have been the easiest one.
Yeah. I think
Now,
so too.
at this point of the season, who is coach of the year for you guys?
Coach of the year. That's a tough one.
I think
it is a tricky one.
think it's tough, but it's not as tough as I think it is.
There's a couple of candidates. I
think Chris Finch from Minnesota wins coach of the year as long as they finish in the top 2 to 3, because no one had them making this kind of jump this year.
I didn't even have them making the playoffs. I had them as a playoff team. Play-in, I'm sorry.
Exactly. And I think who's the Thunder's coach? Is it Scott Skiles still?
I think so.
I think Scott deserves his praise and his flowers, but I think the fact that no one had it's Mark Degnault is the coach of the Thunder. I think no one had the Timberwolves finishing this well or even playing this well or even and I think your defense is just as much coaching as it is anything else.
Yep.
And I don't know what it is, but he's getting the best out of everybody on defense this year. Ant playing defense. Cat, who has never been known to be a defender, is playing some pretty solid defense
Which
this
is
year.
insane to say.
Yeah.
You Mike Conley, old Mike out there trying to put his hand up a little bit. Y'all
Right.
see him out there.
And
So
Jaden
I think,
McDaniels is a great defender too. They have a team full of defenders.
and I think strictly off of the fact that he was able to pull this out of these guys, and it's harder to get older guys to change their ways, but when you're able to get these guys to buy in fully to what you have going on, I feel like that deserves just as much coach of the year credit as anything else.
Nah, I get
So
that.
If the Rockets were
co-
doing a bit better, I would have said Ime Udoka, but they're
I ain't gonna lie, Ime is in my top 3 because they weren't supposed to make the playoffs.
yeah. If they make the
This
playoffs,
year.
he has a case.
I think he has a case because let me see. The Rockets won. I don't remember off the top of
I
my
know they
head.
have more wins than they did last year already.
Oh, easily. It's not even. Come on.
Yeah, like they won
Come
what,
on.
20
That was in the
something
Wimpy
games last
race,
year.
man. Come
Yeah.
on now.
They've won more games in the first half of this season than they have in 3 of the last 4 seasons.
And this is first year as a coach. That's saying a lot.
And he's gonna get 2 more wins before All-Star break. So as soon as he gets 2 more wins, he will have matched the most wins that they've had in 4 years.
I see. I got you.
Yeah, I think he definitely has a very good argument for being coach.
But I don't think he gets it this year. But I think if they improve and make the
Gradually.
playoffs
He'll get it next
normally next year, I think he gets it next year.
Yep.
I feel like for me, it come down to either Minnesota coach or OKC coach. Like really,
Yeah.
Because those teams,
especially it comes down to
both
who
of
get
those.
who get the number 1 seed. If either one of them get the number 1 seed, I feel like they get it.
Definitely. But I do think they're gonna give the edge to Minnesota because they weren't supposed to be this good.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Shea was kind of in MVP talks last year.
Yeah, towards the end of last year, people started realizing like, oh, like this guy's really good.
So and we knew Finesse that y'all were gonna be better because Chet was back.
Well, I mean, as far as Minnesota though, I mean, yeah, I agree with you on that point. But as far as Minnesota, people did kind of think Minnesota was gonna get better too, though, because if you ask any different Nuggets players, they said their hardest matchup last year was Timberwolves, and I can see why.
Exactly, but I think you know what it is though. I think Rudy is what it is. Rudy is surprising the crap out of everybody, and contract still maybe a little overpaid, but he's showing why somebody offered him that much money.
Yeah,
he's showing why he went for all these draft picks. So I think that, like I said, that defense alone is going to be enough to do it for me.
I agree with it.
Now, executive of the year, being general manager.
I think there's only one executive
Who do you
that deserves it. The Pacers executive.
No, I think it's Brad Stevens for the Celtics.
You think so?
Yeah. Let me see.
I don't know.
I think it's Brad Stevens for the Celtics, and Chad Buchanan is the Pacers GM. He's gonna finish top 3, but I think it's Brad Stevens for the Celtics because, as good as they played last year, right? A lot of guys would have ran it back with that roster.
Yeah, that same roster, yeah.
But he saw some of the holes in their team. And for you to go and get Kristaps Porzingis, get him back to what he was formerly. You still kept Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Derek White, your guys you drafted. You got Drew Holiday. You were able to get Luke Cornett. You were able to keep Al Horford around to keep these guys all intact. And I feel like that enough is going to be able to get it for him.
I feel like Brad Stevens is a great executive because being a coach, like you said, you can definitely see the holes in the team, and you would know how to address it better since he was a former coach.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like go ahead.
I'm sorry, and they got some good young guys too, and they drafted Jordan Walsh.
Yeah.
They got J.D. Davison on a 2-way deal, so whenever you need him, you can pull him up. And no one really likes Peyton Pritchard, but I respect his game. I think he's solid.
Yeah, he's a good
for what he's asked to do.
Yeah, I agree. But I was saying the Pacers GM because he showed that he's not afraid to make moves and put pieces around a star player when it's needed.
Yeah, but we still don't know how this is gonna pan out. For Boston, we kind of know how this is gonna pan out for them because Boston has a very I was telling you the other day, Boston could lose 3 straight games. The Bucks could win 4 straight games, and Boston would still be the number 1 seed. They have that much of a comfortable lead, and these new pieces have been making magic. Kristaps Porzingis, I don't think he's going to be an all-star this year.
That was a great pickup for them, though.
But oh my goodness, Kristaps is averaging 19 and 6 a game this year.
Yeah, and they finally got he plays the 4 for them, so he really stretches the floor, and he's another scorer that people often forget.
And he's another versatile shot blocker, averaging almost 2 blocks a game. Yep. And not scary it is, you're finishing games, and your lineup finishing games is Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, and Derek White. Not scary that is.
Yeah, that's a crazy defensive lineup.
That's insane. So I think Brad Stevens is my GM of the year.
That's a solid case. What you think, Finesse?
I'm gonna throw y'all a curveball in.
Sam Presti.
No. For me, it come down to I feel like if the Lakers can find a way to make another beat, I know a trade coming. It's not even a question.
Yeah, we all know.
It's just a matter of who they finna get and who they giving up. I feel like they can make another pivotal trade to where, kind of like last year, it turned the season around and boom. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I feel like it'd be tough not to, even give them some consideration. I ain't gonna lie.
I agree.
There's some tough moves to make. Not everybody can do that.
Especially mid-season too. Those are kind of the those are the most risky moves you can make. Mid-season.
I don't know that, man. I can't give them too much because they had a pretty good team, and they still. I'm not giving too much credit because they've still got Darvin Ham on the sideline.
Yeah, I would have been fired him, honestly.
Exactly.
But I can understand the reasoning though. Darvin Ham good for is putting his hands in his pocket.
Yeah, just look crazy.
Yeah, the man got the warmest hands in America.
Ain't never getting cold. Come on now.
Yeah, I think Sam Presti's up there too.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Oh, for sure.
But we've been known that he's a great GM.
I feel like I was just about to say. I feel like he low-key been in the run.
Every year. Like his drafting ability and deal making is unmatched.
Yeah, and I think the thing about Brad Stevens for me too, something else that's gonna make me say him, and even John Horst deserves a little bit of credit from Milwaukee. But the thing about Brad Stevens is, outside of him not running it back, he knew that it wasn't enough.
Mm-hmm. Some teams can't deal with that, like you said. They'll just run it back with the same squad.
And you just think they're finna get different results. Like, nah, that's insanity.
Yeah, like, that's literally the definition.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think those are a pretty good top 3.
Yeah, I like that.
Who would you go, Sam Presti, or would you go John Horst as the third one though?
What team is John Horst again?
The Bucks. He
pulled off the Dame trade. Yeah, that was an insane deal.
They fleeced Dame.
Yeah,
I feel like fleecing Dame is enough to get you just there.
A guy that we never thought would get traded.
Exactly.
Like we thought, he was going to the Heat.
Did you get him for spite? Out of spite? Yes, you did.
Oh,
You
they
got him.
100% did that.
You got
yeah.
him out of spite, but you still got him.
Yeah, when somebody like Dame is actually available, a guy who's been in trade talks for years, you have to try. And they didn't even give up that much, realistically.
They didn't. That's why I'm so shocked. And he essentially turned Drew Holiday into Damian Lillard.
Yeah, which is insane.
It was an insane upgrade. You went from top 15 point guard to probably top 5 point guard.
Exactly. At
No, it's
best,
not
top
even
3.
questioning. Come on now. Yeah, he not even the question if he top 5.
I'm
But
telling
he
you.
just be having coming out flat a lot of games this year.
Yeah, I just feel like he's not used to playing with somebody like, as good as him or better.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
he's used to being the guy. Now he's the number 2. Because we all know
But
Giannis
they're
is
still-
better than Dame.
And they're still holding it down though. It's still a 2 seed.
Yeah, so
Oh, for sure.
I feel like as the season goes on, he's gonna get more and more comfortable, and we're gonna start seeing the
They're-
old Dame again.
And they're one Celtic slide away from being a 1 seed.
Yeah,
they're
let the
one
Celtics
slide.
lose a couple games. The Bucks.
Yeah, they're one
seed.
slide away from being a 2 seed.
So,
1 seed.
I think
Also, the last award.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think the Bucks GM, Sam Presti's gonna be in there. The Pacers GM and Brad Stevens.
Brad Stevens. Now, the last award, Rookie of the Year, and it's gonna be so many different opinions on this. So I'm just
Yeah,
my
It's a tough
Wemby's
race.
probably gonna get it, but I think we should all agree that the top 3 for this race is gonna be Jaime Jaquez Jr.,
Wemby and Chet.
Chet Holmgren, and Wemby. Yeah,
I agree, just like that.
those are gonna be the top 3 for this race, basically.
Yep, those are the best 3 rookies right now. I also do want to give.
Brandon Miller
I was gonna
is
say I was
a,
gonna give him some
is a-
props too.
is
People
an
forget
honorable
about him.
mention.
People said, "Oh, the Hornets should have drafted Scoot Henderson." No, they made the right pick.
Nah, if I'm the Hornets, I would not have drafted Scoot.
Yeah.
Not even because he's necessarily a skill, but I'm talking about fit wise.
Yeah, I would say he definitely fit what the Hornets need. They need a 3-and-D guy, and that's what he is.
Yeah.
He's an amazing shooter. At
Yeah,
6'9".
and honorable mention to Scoot as well.
That man been
it's
playing
still
like
hard.
trash. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean,
He been
he's still-
turning around a little bit lately.
Yeah, he's been turning around. He's averaging 12 and 5. So that's how I give him an honorable mention spot.
You know.
I can
would
give
take
him
Asar
an
Thompson
honorable
over him.
mention. I mean, yeah, I can give him an honorable mention because one, that was one of those situations where we feel like they drafted best available over fit.
They did.
Because I don't want to pair him with like a Shaden Sharp and stuff, guys who go to
Who
the
already
rim a
can't
lot.
shoot. Yeah.
Yes, why are you pairing them together? I would have preferred to pair him with a Jalen Green or something like that.
Yeah, he would have been great on Houston.
He would have been great on Houston, definitely.
They wouldn't even have to pick up Van Fleet now.
I would still pick up Fred because you got to spend the money. I
Yeah.
still pick up Fred.
And he could be a mentor.
And I just bring Scoot off the bench.
Yeah, and then when he's ready,
It
let him
sounds
start.
I can say it sounds crazy, but a top 2 pick coming off the bench. But I'm bringing him off the bench because it fits my timeline better.
Yep, and I think he develops a lot better too.
Yeah, coming on the bench. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
And I think Portland. What did Portland pick 2 or 3? Portland picked 3, right?
3.
They picked Portland. No, Portland picked. They picked 2, and then 3. I mean,
Yeah,
my
they were
bad,
3 because
3.
it was
And then-
Spurs, Hornets.
Then the Hornets. Yeah, Hornets got Miller at 2.
I don't know. I'm still 50 on that. I think I take a Thompson twin there.
Nah, I was thinking about it. How the Hornets almost had the number 1 pick. Wemby and LaMelo would be
That
a
would've
scary
been
duo.
crazy.
But Wendy was glad Houston didn't get the pick. So
Yeah,
imagine how you think he feels about playing in what you call it. Now it would have been a great star duo, but
yeah.
it is what it is.
I think the
They
Spurs
front
was the
office
best
just a
spot for
little
him.
incapable right now.
Yeah, but
I think the Spurs' biggest issue too is they got too much of nothing. If that makes sense.
yeah, they don't know what they want to do. They got a lot of guys
It's
who
gonna
are
be-
talented.
They're gonna have to just build through the draft again. It's gonna be hard to get guys, one, because San Antonio, thankfully, you have something going for you, having a bigger, you're a bigger style market. But it's also still kind of iffy because at the same time, you're trying to get guys to come out here, but when there's nothing else, Wemby is a great selling point. But outside of Wembanyama, what are you selling me? You selling me
Tim
Pop,
Duncan.
who I don't know. You're selling me Pop, who I don't know how long he's gonna be around. You know what I'm saying?
I would say the selling point for them is the Spurs legends. You see when they got the number 1 pick, they all started coming, back to San Antonio to help mentor, Wemby and other young players.
Yeah, but I do think if they get DeJounte Murray, that turns a lot of stuff around.
Definitely,
for them
they need a real point guard.
Yeah, I said they get the guard in general. That'll be the start right there.
And Trey Jones is really good, but you just need to start him. Just get him out there, man.
Yeah, there's no world that Jeremy Sohan should be playing point guard.
Yeah, just get him out there, get him some burn. That's the only thing I think you could do.
I wouldn't pay Jeremy no lower than the 3. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, he needs to be either playing the 3 or the 4.
Tripping. That's what they're doing.
But I think DPLY come down to either Chet or Wemby. I'll probably get the edge to Wemby.
Rookie of the year.
Yeah, I think Wemby's gonna get it off of name value.
Yeah, but shout out to Homie. That's all I can say. Shout out to Homie.
He gonna be top 3. I give you that.
Yeah, he is for sure. Unless Brandon Miller decides to just turn it up a notch randomly.
Drop 40 a game.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Also, I didn't want to mention this on the pod. Dave, you probably gonna break something tonight.
Yeah.
Well, without further ado, that was everything we had for this evening, you guys. We have to thank everybody for tuning in to another episode of The Lounge. Man, we like to thank Big Sean for coming through, man. We know Unc had to go to work, so we had to dip out on us. We like to thank our very, very, very helpful second in command, Mr. Rico Mastercholi over there. Appreciate you, Gangy.
Sure.
And we have to have a huge thank you to our technical producer, Mr. Dave.
Yeah,
for being on the ones and twos like always. Great show, man. We will be back with you guys next week. And yeah, man, without further ado, this has been The Lounge. I'm your host, Jethro with the Fro Johnson. I'm out of here, baby. Peace.
Yes, sir.